Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Gennari, and I'm coming to you from Hamilton, Montana, and this is JG Radio TV with my first guest ever on this show, Joshua Michael, who happens to be my father. And he's also the director of The Given Days. Hello, Josh.
How are you doing, Josh?
I'm doing great. What an interesting place to have my first video interview in front of the Hamilton Veterans Memorial. Can you explain why we are having the interview here?
Sure. Well, you said you wanted to interview me about The Given Days.
Yes.
And The Given Days is actually a film about a young man that goes in the military, and we'll talk more about it here in a minute, but goes in the military, some tragic things happen, and it's about a boy that gets his life back up and running. And because of the nature of the film, and it being about military veterans, I wanted to honor the military veterans by doing this interview with you here.
That's awesome.
In front of
That is really awesome.
United States Military Veterans Memorial.
Cool. So that is awesome, by the way. Speaking of The Given Days, can you tell us a little bit about that film?
Sure, absolutely. First, the film was written about 10, 12 years ago. I wrote it, and then my brother Jonathan and I sat down and we kind of worked things out. Now we're going through major rewrites and changes and adaptations, and we're in pre-production, if you will, or pre-production. The film has been potentially funded, so we are simply working on fine-tuning it. Hopefully after this COVID thing, we'll get the funding all together and be able to march forward with the film. The movie is about a boy from Hamilton, Montana, who originally was just a boy from a high school. And we decided, because we live here, and we wanted to enhance the film industry here in Montana, that I would take the script and tweak it in a way that it's about a boy from Hamilton, Montana, and then also a boy that's going to school at MSU, the college.
Yes.
He's a football player, just a really nice kid, has a girlfriend and a best friend, and the story is actually about his best friend who makes some bad choices and causes a rift in their friendship, but also causes him to decide to join the military.
Right.
And it's really about his struggle of, first of all, figuring out why things happen the way they do in combat, and then trying to find his feet again and trying to adjust to the normal world again. Because anybody that has been in the military and has been to combat knows when you get back, things are never the same. And so I wanted to present this in a way to the audience that the audience can sit back and go, oh, hopefully fill in some gaps for people. Connect the dots, exactly. And do it in a way that people can understand from a veteran's point of view, kind of what they go through throughout this process.
Yes.
And so it's going to be a really intense film. There's some really sweet parts and there's some really intense parts. I'm going to call it an action drama because it was really written to be as a drama, and then we just crammed a bunch of cool action sequences into it, and we've got some combat in there, and I wanted to, like I said, I want to make it gritty for the audience.
So you sound like you've done this sort of type of thing before.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience making films?
Well, I started in filmmaking actually just before I got out of the military, playing with a little Sony cam, and I fell in love with filmmaking. And so when I got out of service, then I decided I was going to go and get my degree in filmmaking. So I got my bachelor's degree in filmmaking, and I got my master's of science in instructional design technology. I've owned a couple different production companies. I own Selway Studios now. That's the main hub of the film production company that's taking this project forward. But in the past, I've owned Area 51 Productions, and that's actually the company I owned when we were writing The Given Days originally. And we were doing some everything from documentaries to wedding films to pretty much you name it, marketing films, documentaries, all of those are pretty much what we do. So I've been doing film for the last 12 to 13 years intensely. Everything from instructional videos, like I said, to music videos and documentaries and that kind of thing. So this is the first time I'm taking this type of film and directing a action drama. The last one we did was a horror film, as you know.
Yeah.
And but I'm excited really to dive into the characters and get to do really intense drama with actors, and so that should be a lot of fun.
So this project seems like it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
10, more than 10 years.
But 10 plus years, yeah.
10 plus years. So besides the Given Days, what other projects have you been working on?
Okay. Well, I've worked on a wide variety of different films. So I started doing The Inevitable back in 2012, which is my first horror homage film that I did, paying homage to the film industry and the film genres and a lot of different film techniques. That was my first film, and I had a whole town that came out and supported us. We had 300 people on that crew.
Go check it out on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
It's an interesting film. It's not a Hollywood film. I will.
And did it make the paper?
Yeah, some papers did write about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a write up in the Olympian, and got a write up in the Shelton paper, and so
You
that
had
was
500 extras. That
yeah.
wanted to
It
be
wasn't
zombies.
500. We had like 250, I think,
Okay.
was the final count of this. We had a lot of zombies.
Close.
And and a lot. I had a lot of people. I want to thank those people too, because without them, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gone on with film. So, but that's one thing. I like music videos. I do documentaries. I do real estate and wedding videos. And so pretty much it's a wide variety of different video options or video projects that I work on.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about the music videos?
Yeah, music videos. I really sat down and started to really look at music videos fairly intensely. And when I got my film production degree, I wanted to learn from beginning to end of a project. So I wanted to be able to take a project from concept all the way through to the end of production, so that I was never stuck not being able to finish a project if something happened on set or something happened in production. So I was able to pick up the project and carry it. The one thing I like about music videos is you have a narrative story told to music a lot of the time. And the music videos are probably one of my favorite projects to work on. I was raised in a musical family, and I love music and putting music to film. It's a lot of fun. There's so many different options when you're editing to cutting and editing that video. You can cut a music video multiple ways, and it's just a lot of fun to do that to music.
So are you working with a particular artist right now?
I am actually. I work with Zodiac, Michael McMath, and he is a brilliant artist. He's also one of my audio engineers for the recording studio. He actually works in the studio recording people as well as himself. And Mike is really fun to work with. He and I challenge and push each other, which is really cool. Because I like to have pushback.
Yeah.
And somebody that can be creative and work together
It's teamwork
creatively.
without losing.
Exactly. You know, it's artistry.
Yeah.
It's painting the picture.
Yeah.
Takes different strokes and different paint, different brushes and all kinds of stuff. So anyway.
So what can we look forward to in the near future? Because obviously the Given Days will probably take a while until
Yeah.
this whole craziness with coronavirus
COVID goes away.
is done. But what
Thanks,
are things?
COVID.
Yeah. What are some things that we can look forward to in the near future?
And then well, Mike and I are always knocking out music videos, so I'm going to just start pumping music videos out. I've got hopefully some weddings coming up that I'm doing. I've got 3 documentaries, 2 from another production company that I'm teaming up with to do, and then a documentary called Journey to the Truth that I'm working on regarding science,
Yeah.
We'll leave it that way.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it there.
Again,
Science.
check him out. He has some really interesting perspectives on it.
And you can, if you want, you can look me up under Subway Studios or film director Joshua Michael. I do have 2 websites, and
JM Truth?
JM Truth actually I've taken down. I had to take that down.
Sweet. So I think that is all. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
You can find him, like he said, Selway Studios.
Or Joshua Michael on
or
Facebook.
Joshua Michael on Facebook.
Yeah.
You can find me under JGTV /YouTube.
Okay.
What I plan to do is invite guests and that have differing opinions on things and matters, and whether it be artists, people having political mindsets. We'll dive into that. We'll dive into kind of some weird topics, some interesting topics. So subscribe, check me
Hit
out.
hit that like button.
Hit that like button, and hopefully we will see you guys. Stay frosty.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Peace.